what content we are going to cover. Okay, this course wise, so we are going to cover contents which starting with intro of FSM. Okay, some background of FSM. Yeah, then we'll discuss about master data, then we'll go for admin part, then we'll discuss about planning and dispatching, how planning and dispatching happens in FSM, what are functionalities provided within SAP FSM box with respect to planning and dispatching. Then we'll see how the things gets executed at mobile. So basically when we talk about FSM, so service, it is more focus for service technician related application, right? So what we have here is that service technician will not carry laptop or any large devices to capture the information. He will carry the handheld devices, might be it iPad or iPhone or Android phone or Windows mobile. So we'll see how the things gets processed, what options service technician can do from there. Then there is a concept of smart farm, which is nothing but kind of in general where we record the data, where service technician have a option to record the data of service he has performed at the client location. Yeah, so that details we'll be going through. Then we have something called as business rule. For time being, to make you more correlate with your present system, it is kind of baddies in S4 or in ECC, or you can take an example of enhancement spot, which is equivalent what similar kind of function we have in FSM, which we address through business rules. Then we have analytics and reports, and we'll see what option we have in FSM with respect to reports, and what are the third party supported application for reporting purpose within FSM. And we'll also talk about integration, how the FSM get integrated with might be, let's say it's C4C or S4. Yeah, or what is the advantage of FSM getting integrated with C4C, what are pros and cons, and what are the pros and cons where it gets integrated with S4. Yeah, typically FSM can be work as a standalone system, and it can also integrate with third party non-SAP system. Also, it can integrate with C4C, or it can integrate with S4 HANA. So it will be kind of more like a judgmental call during the selection of the landscape for our project, whichever we are implementing. So what are the factors which we need to consider while designing the landscape? We'll go through it. Yeah, we'll discuss sorry all those points in detail as we proceed. Yeah. So yeah, saying that with respect to course content, let me walk through what is FSM is all about. So any idea FSM is a SAP product, or it has been acquired by some other from some other company? Any any idea you guys have?
I think it
Yeah,
was from,
yeah.
I believe, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, it was from core systems, I believe. Yeah, that's what I
Yes,
remember.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So it is a, not a product developed by SAP from the scratch. It was an individual entity. Okay, it was called earlier as a core systems. Okay, so SAP has acquired it and renamed to as SAP FSM, and SAP has done some modification to the tool because it has to integrate easily with SAP products. So SAP has introduced some functionalities within this acquired product, so that it can be easily tightly integrated with SAP products. It has bring some on add-on functionality, I mean to say. Okay, good that you told that it is a core system. So FSM, what was the need to acquire FSM? Because if you see in the field service management, we have very rare service provider. Okay, earlier it was core system, we had Salesforce and we had Oracle, the major players. There were some small players which we does not consider for Fortune 50 or 500 or 500 companies, where you have a large operation from O to C or P to P or R to R. where there is multiple integration across the SAP system. So that's the reason it was lacking in FSM area. So they have acquired core system, and they have bought this core system under SAP CX. Any idea what is meant by SAP CX? CX is nothing but customer experience. It is a kind of umbrella where we have cloud products. Let's say take example of C4C or FSM or hybrid e-commerce or CPQ. Yeah. So our CDP, CDC, customer data cloud, and which are related to hybrid marketing. Okay. So all this comes under a CX model of SAP. And coming more specifically on SAP FSM, I mentioned, it has built-in APIs, yeah, which provides an option for a company or for implementing company to integrate with non-SAP system, yeah, and it can also integrate with the SAP system. And to
Sorry,
integrate
Mohammed,
with,
are you
yes,
sharing something like any presentation you're sharing, or
you're not able to see my screen. I think I'm
no? We can
sharing.
see your
That's
screen, but all we see is just only a guy, so with a
Yeah,
car.
yeah. I saw. Yeah, still there are slides. I will go through it. Before that, I
Okay,
will
okay, fine. I
got
just
to
want to
do
double
some
check. So,
more.
yeah, sure,
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
No problem. No. Good. I want to hear the questions from you. I prefer both way communication. So good. So coming back to our topic, okay. Let me park that topic. I will go through some slide content. Yeah. So in the introduction of SAP FSM, we'll discuss overview of FSM, discuss how FSM fits in SAP Service Cloud, covers the solution overview, functionality, and architect. Before I go to further slide, and I go with my plan, uh, which I uh, propose to share with you. You guys have any questions? Like someone asked Service Cloud, we can have discussion on those questions and then move to further topic. Yes, I start with you, Vicky. You have any questions prior to joining to this course, or you have any blank space where you want to get information on overview? We can discuss.
Not at this point. I think we are good actually. So probably at the end of the session, I think, yeah, I may ask. I think few
Okay.
questions. Sure.
Okay, no problem. You, Vamsi, you had some C4C question, right?
No, that's what I say. If we see that overview, right, after the demo, so in the final we will get the questions. So until that, just we know that what is field service management, where it comes from. I need to know that. So yeah, as of now, no, I'm good.
Okay, fine. Let me share back. So basically, field service management is, as I told you, is meant for people who are performing field-related action, meaning your employee has going to the client premise at client location and performing the fix for the reported issue or the ticket. Okay, so there are uh, three application. Okay, in FSM there are three application. uh, One application is for, we call as shell is an application used by dispatcher or planner. Okay, and admin, there is an admin application which is used by IT team to configure the settings of FSM as per project need. And there is one more application called as mobile app. Okay, mobile app, or it can be Android app, it can be iOS app, it can be Windows app. So there are three different modes or layers of FSM, okay, used by different people based upon their business role. Like if you take an example of S4 or ECC, we have only SAP Easy Access and IMG part, right? Maybe for S4 we have Fury also layer. Similarly, in FSM also we have three layers. One is meant for administrator, which is nothing but admin, and one more layer is called as shell, and one more layer is called mobile app. For admin and shell is accessible via website, and for Android or iOS or Windows you have to install the application. Saying that for handheld device SAP supports three platforms. One is Android, it supports Android platform, iOS platform, and Windows platform. Hope we are clear up to here.
Yes,
Or you have any questions? See Vicky.
we are good. Yeah,
No
we're good.
question? Okay. So before that, I also want to share you that this is since cloud product, right? So we will be having 4 releases every year. For every quarter, we'll having releases like C4C how we have released for every quarter. FSM will also have 4 releases in a year. Okay. So the key component of FSM is service technician, mobility handheld devices. Yeah, field service technician or uh, devices allow to access the critical information. It is just the theoretical part. I will not go through it much. Yeah, work order management. Yeah, how FSM streamlines technician notifications. The one more key capability of FSM I want to take a minute here is offline capabilities. So why this is very critical for a field service engineer is that because there might be going at the remote location of the client side where they might face a internet connectivity issue, but still they have to carry that task and record the actions taken at the client side. So FSM being supportive for the offline capabilities make their life easier, so that once the internet is back they did not need to do retype or re-enter the data in the handheld device or application what they are using. They have just need to click on sync. The data will be getting sync automatically in the back end. So as of now if you see, if there is no internet they have to take the actions taken on piece of paper. Then once they have internet connectivity or go back to their office, once they completed on-site job they need to punch in the system. So all these type of hurdles delay will be reduced once we have SAP FSM implementation, and this is one of the I would say an edge of an FSM product. Okay. So yeah, and also there is some features like you can take the photo and attach to the service ticket. You can have a Teams calls with your supervisor. If the service technician is a junior, he is not able to troubleshoot the issue at the customer location. Rather than coming back to office and reporting, getting inputs from his supervisor, he can just directly make a video call, yeah, with to the concerned team lead and get the help to find out what is the root cause of the issue to fix the given statement of problem. Okay. And this attachment also can be sent to C4C or S4. We have interface where auto box interface where we need to do some settings to flow the attachment from back to C4C to uh, from C4C to bidirectional. Yeah, attachment replication is bidirectional. It can be replicated from C4C or S4 to FSM or FSM to C4C or S4, the way our landscape is. We'll discuss about what objects are bidirectional, what are unidirectional in detail as we proceed. So as we discussed, this is something use case scenario. Like one more use case scenario and what is the potential of SAP FSM system I want to share with you. Like let's say a service technician XYZ complete his job in one of the location, and you got one more ticket in the similar location or locality. So you can immediately route that ticket to the service technician who is available. So it is kind of maximum utilization of resource, so that the turnaround time is reduced to the company. So that is also one of the key advantage of having SAP FSM implementation for the client. We can also attach some guidebooks to the service ticket, which can be accessible in FSM app for a service technician, so that he can refer the document or checklist before he perform the troubleshoots. So we can have scheduled maintenance. If we talk about FSM and S4 integration, so I believe in PM there is something called as scheduled maintenance, right, where the service notification gets triggered based upon whatever frequency we have set. And once the service notification is triggered, it creates a service ticket in FSM automatically. And once that service ticket is created, we can have an option to assign that service ticket to the service technician by the dispatcher, or by means of manual mode or automatic mode or semi-automatic mode. Yeah, we can assign that ticket to service technician to carry out the scheduled maintenance. And once the maintenance job is completed, the service ticket status get updated to technically completed. That's what we called in FSM. And same goes back to S4. That is one part. The other part is that the service technician will be using some spare part consumption related part, or he can take some extra parts which he has to return. He will be submitting his time and material information. Yeah, so all this FSM provided an option to capture, as well as TNM we call it as, right. So it sent back to S4, which will be the kind of parameter to rise the billing or perform the DMR. Okay, and one thing need to note that SAP FSM does not have its own inbuilt capability of pricing. No, it does not do the pricing, but it provides the required parameters to carry out service related pricing to the backend system. Either it might be C4C or S4. Any questions till now, whatever we have discussed?
So I think you mentioned like FSM allows technicians to work offline, right? The first line. So if
Hmm.
the device is kind of is expecting an input and action from, I mean, some kind of no response from S4, right? And then based on that, one technician goes and performs the next action. So in that case, I think
Yeah,
probably it will not work, right?
yeah. See, a valid scenario. Let me put in this way. FSM will not communicate real time information with S4. In few scenarios, is communicate real time runtime call to S4. That is in a scenario where he technician wants to know the inventory metrics. Let's say, okay, he got a service call on his mobile, and he was supposed to carry XYZ part. Okay, but he has to know whether before he goes to warehouse, how much quantities are available in the warehouse, that XYZ part which he is supposed to carry. So when the things are fine, he can just get the real time call from mobile app to get the matrix of that part, or to see the figures on his mobile. But what ideally scenario we recommend or SAP suggests is that, where we have a FSM integrated with S4 and you are using inventory related function, we schedule a batch job in S4, where periodically it sends the updated information of inventory. Okay, let's say for 1 day or 2 days or twice a day or weekly. So the moment, irrespective of service technician checking that inventory or not, it always publish the inventory data on mobile app. So let's assume that you got a call, you are a service technician, and you went to, you have a now up to date inventory matrix information. So you will be going at the customer location, and before that you will go to warehouse part, pick the part, and go to customer location. So that's a scenario which you told is possible, but the chances are less if there is a timely update of inventory matrix to FSM application. Hope that answers your query.
Yeah, I got it. Basically, so we're talking about availability check, right? So the availability
Yeah.
check it's
Yeah,
not going to be on the real
yeah,
time basis, but however, probably the near the real time basis, I think. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
the bad
Adding to
job
the
is
same,
the inventory like this morning,
yes,
then obviously he will get to know the inventory status
yes,
only for the
yes,
today's morning. Correct. Okay.
yes,
Yeah. I mean,
yes.
yeah.
ATP, yeah, yeah. FSM does not has any built-in ATP functionality. It has to rely on S4. Yeah, yeah. So I will discuss how the ATP happens. See, typically the scenario is like where FSM is talking with S4, right? So what
Mhm.
happens is that when we create a service notification, the next step is we create a service order. And during service order creation, we do the ATP within S4. If the planned quantity is equal to actual quantity, if the I mean requested quantity is equal to what is entered in the
Mhm.
transaction or not. Once it is confirmed, then we will release that ticket to what you say to FSM. But there might be also scenario where service technician carries extra part, because there might be a chances where service technician uh, found that the parts were damaged during travel or not operating at the time at the client location, so they
Mhm.
carry some extra safety stock, I think what we say in S4
Yeah.
terminology. Okay, so in that, for those scenarios, hence to address this kind of issues, SAP suggests to publish the inventory data, push the inventory data to FSM system, so the service technician can plan accordingly.
Got it. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's a challenge with I think every mobile application. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. So as
Yes,
long as
yes.
you don't have
Challenge is
internet.
there, but yeah, there is somewhat I would say less risk compared to more. The risk is there. The scenario
Yeah.
which there can be also a scenario where the service technician B has consumed more than same part of service technician A. Both are on mobile app. To get that update back to S4, it might delay some time. It will take some time. Yeah, if both are all in offline mode, so there will be some kind of scenarios where sync will be not there between FSM and S4. That's the reason we have suggest to have a repetitive inventory matrix update by job schedule, so that the inventory matrix are up to date.
Yep. Understood. Yep. Very good.
Mm,
Thank you.
welcome. See you have any questions?
I'm good. Yeah. So I need to understand the technician will go to the on-site and they will work on their work on the through app. So, but how about the FSM function consultant? What we can do here in the on-site repairs?
The
You said that the technical technician arrives the customer location and access the issue and perform the necessary steps, which they will. So, but using the FSM app, they will do that, the repair and whatever the necessary step they will take. But what about a functional
okay,
consultant will do that in this case?
yeah, yeah, good question. So functional consultant, see, when I refer to three application of FSM: admin application, shell application, or mobile app application. At the end of the day, database service is same for all three application. Okay, so all these three refers to same SAP FSM system. Now coming back to your question, what is the role of consultant in mobile app? See, basically mobile app usage will be kind of end user usage, and the person who is going to set that mobile app, which option should service technician should able to access mobile app, from the mobile app, what are the mandatory fields which service technician has to be fill up, what are the conditional validation which has to be performed during uh, recording the time, recording of data by service technician. All those stuff will be controlled by functional consultant, saying that there is also a report setup, what kind of reports a service technician can be accessed. Yeah, and there is also a role of functional consultant where he control the access. Let's say you and me are say service technician, and the business has a need that I cannot assign a service ticket to you, or you cannot assign a service ticket to me, because we are at the same business role, that is service technician. Ticket assignment has to be taken care by only by dispatcher. So this all kind of business use repetitive scenarios in any project will be handled by functional consultant. Okay, there can be one more requirement, like I should, as a service technician, service tech should not able to see the service calls of others. Okay, for whatever reason it might be. So all this kind of what you say requirement will be addressed by functional consultant. I just mentioned few. There are more things which functional consultant can do in the mobile app as well as in the shell application. Hope that answer your question.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So going back to our PPT, yeah, schedule maintenance, which we discussed just now. And one more good feature, mobile app of FSM has is that, let's say tomorrow I am taking a unplanned leave, okay, due to whatever reason. So I can apply my leave from mobile app, yeah, and it makes sure that we have something in FSM called as dispatching board. Dispatching board is where dispatcher select the service call and assign the service technician. So the moment I apply the leave from my mobile app against my name on the dispatching board, it will be grayed out saying that this technician is on leave. How it looks dispatching board, what settings we can do, we will discuss during the course meantime. But just to give at high level what functions FSM mobile app comes with hand is something, this kind of functions, like I can apply my leave directly from FSM mobile app. That will make sure that in dispatching board against my name, I am it will say some indication to dispatcher that I have applied for the leave. Yeah, so all this handy use case scenario we can do with FSM mobile app. Then we have emergency dispatch, where so uh, let's say we have some premium, the business has some premium clients, where the ask of the business is to reserve some expert service technician for next 1 week. Yeah, this is the kind of business scenario. I prefer whenever I'm going through content, I try to correlate with the business scenario and what use case, and especially integration scenario. Yeah. So when you, let's say a scenario where business want to reserve a service technician for a particular of time, due to what due to they had some premium client and they want to respond ASAP if something issue comes up. Okay, so in the scenario, a dispatcher can, like a dispatcher, when I say it, we can have multiple dispatcher in a company. A project where we have through rollout organization working throughout the world, there might be 50, 60 dispatchers. In a region itself, we can have 4, 5 dispatchers. So the supervisor can say that, have an option to reserve a service technician so that the other dispatcher cannot assign a service call to him. Okay, that option also we have in FSM dispatching board functionality that we will discuss as we go further in the course. So that is what emergency dispatch is all about.
Do you have a separate tool for the dispatching, like a CAD or something like that in FSM, or how does it designed
No,
here?
no. Let me repeat one more time. There are three mode which various business roles access FSM. One is for IT, functional consultant, that is admin. One is for dispatcher or planner, where he plans the ticket service, assign the service ticket to service technician, that is shell application.
Shell
Remember,
application. Okay, I think
mobile,
I got my answer.
yeah,
I got my
yeah,
answer. Yeah.
admin and yeah. But I want to add one more point.
Sure, sure, yeah.
Admin and shell application will have same website. Only difference is at the end of the website, slash admin will be there for admin users and slash shell will be there for shell users. When you get a account from SAP, FSM account from SAP, when you purchase a license, SAP provide one URL for you. That is nothing but it will provide a account ID. With that account ID, SAP will tell, okay, the ID, the website will remain same for accessing admin website as well as accessing shell website. But only difference is that for accessing admin website, you have to enter /admin. For accessing shell application, you have to enter at the end /shell. That is the only difference. Okay.
Got it. So shell is nothing but your dispatch application, right?
Yeah, dispatcher application.
Okay.
Even coming back to Vamsi's question, as a functional consultant, we are also responsible to configure shell application, what navigation the dispatcher or the planner need to see, what option he has to, he has to make visible. Okay, there is something called as checklist. What which checklist should be, available for which dispatcher? Yeah, what access needs to be provided for which dispatcher? What time and material settings needs to be done in the shell application, and if you want to make any field mandatory, optional, or required, or any validation needs to be performed, that again will be done by functional consultant. Okay. Shall we move further, Vamsi?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So what are the benefits of FSM? Yeah, FSM reduce the paperwork, it eliminates the manual data entry, minimize the admin overhead work. Technician can focus on service delivery rather than the paperwork. Yeah, which we already discussed majority of points. Real time updates, optimize resource allocation, like a service technician complete his job at a location within 1 hour and he's available for rest 8 hours. So dispatcher can assign few more service ticket if he got are located in the same area, or he can reutilize the service technician for other what you say other areas, or he can add that service technician to existing service call to assist or to help his team member. All those stuff we can do. You know, like I said, it is a quarterly release. Okay. So before I hope you might aware of it. Before every release, SAP in advance sends what kind of enhancements or solution it is going to release, and based upon that we need to uh, do the thorough check whether that functionality is going to impact our existing functions, or how this can be addressed, or what new benefit add-on functionality SAP is releasing in coming releases. All those, as a part of functional consultant, will be doing analysis for those upcoming releases. Yeah. So this is something, this is kind of service life cycle, I would say. It start in FSM service life cycle. It start with service call, then it goes for scheduling, then release service activity, then sync the activity to mobile, then address and close the service activity, then we have approval of time and material, and then invoice in S4. Any questions till now or with respect to life cycle of FSM?
So quarterly
Vicky,
upgrade,
Vamsi?
who will be taking care? I mean, so SAP will do that quarterly upgrade. So, but prior to that, is there any pre? But we have to say that we are ready for scheduling, right? So, any pre-checks that we need to do from our end?
Yeah, good question. So the first question I will take it whether SAP will give has a option to say that we are ready or not. No, SAP does not give option. Either we are ready or
And
not, irrespective of it
in
will upgrade the
the
system.
the
Yeah,
date
in
they
quarterly.
mentioned, that prior to that, we need
Yeah,
to check the
yeah.
system,
Prior
right?
to that, yeah. Prior to what SAP does is that prior to doing any prior to every release, there will release the PDF kind of updates to the clients who have purchased their product, saying that okay guys, In this release, we are bringing these changes. Consult with your IT team if it impacts of any of your functionality and take care accordingly. And this is are the advanced option which we are releasing. Again, consult with your IT team if you want to do this or utilize this advanced functions. So once that communication is done by SAP to the client, because at the end of the day, client has purchased the product, right? License. SAP client will forward those updates or PDF document to the IT team. IT team will go through it and see whether any standard or custom development we have done for the project is going to getting impact with that release or not. Yeah. So that due diligence check is done by IT team. Then the further course of action is planned and necessary steps are being taken. But SAP not really stop for one client with their releases until unless it is something major turnaround story. It will go with their planning with respect to release stuff. That's why SAP recommends to do minimum custom developments and reuse the functionality with config or standard maximum. That's what SAP says. Any questions, Vamsi, in that regard only?
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys are you have work on SD, right, Vicky? In you have SD
Yeah.
exposure. You
Hmm.
Yeah. You also see you have SD exposure, right?
No, no, I don't have any.
Okay. So which S4 exposure you have? You are working on EAM or sorry, I forgot.
No, no, no. I mean, do MM and HTTP, IBP.
Okay, MM, right? Okay. So I'll do one thing with respect to SD. I'll now just apart from PPT, I will discuss with you guys. With respect to SD Wiki, I will talk about how SD and FSM works or communicates each other. So FSM does not directly, take or talks with SD of S4 HANA or ECC, but it is tightly integrated with CS. Yeah, see customer service in ECC or
Yeah, yeah, I have.
SM in
Yeah, I
S4.
do have
Yeah,
experience in CS, those, service management. Yeah,
yeah.
CS service
Yeah,
management.
in CS, FSM will touch the areas like consignment issue, consignment fill up, DMR, and this your cats time labor entries. Yeah,
Correct.
in those functionalities, FSM and S4 SD will CS will communicate with each other. And in S4, if you see, we have CS module as well as SM module. Okay,
Mhm.
SAP recommends nowadays to utilize SM because CS is going to be stopped. I think next down the 1 year or 1.5 year, they have communicated with the all client that they will be slowly finishing or stopping support to CS. It will be SM only. Okay. So in case of SM, FSM will be talking with service contract, service order. Okay, again consignment issue, consignment fill up, service DMR related functionalities. So you will be working closely with S4 guys on these areas. Okay,
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, so on the
and
same
coming
topic, right?
to
Sorry, we have see in service usually we have like two processes, right? So one is like so we call like in-house repair or a depot repair, right? And the other one is the field service.
yeah,
It's nothing to do with FSM, correct? Now,
yes,
as part of
yes.
this course, are you going to cover the depot process also, like in-house repair, with respect to S4, like in the SM module?
No, no, I'm not going to touch SM because it is
Okay.
altogether different module, right? I am going to cover FSM module, but wherever there is a integration, like
Mhm.
wherever there is a integration, like for example, service call is getting created in FSM, okay, and it is getting replicated to S4. I will be talking about what parameters, what data FSM will be sending to S4 and how
Uh,
end-to-end flow look like. But S4 I will be more talking about theoretically, but not in the screens. Yeah, but FSM I will be talking more about in screen configuration nodes, everything. But I will be telling how both are interrelated, what are the dependency across each other with respect to data or interface related stuff. Okay.
Got it. Actually, so but again, when you talk about it, obviously you use the SM module, right? Not CS module in S4, correct?
uh
For
it
example, if you
depends.
take the
See, I will
example, right? Service call, right? Service call is nothing but the notification. That's what we create, right? So that notification
Mhm.
usually like in ECC or regular in so S4, you go to the PM and the CS module and then you configure the notification processing, blah blah, all that stuff, right? Now I think in S4 it came up under your service management module. As you said, I think so it's a separate module they created itself, right? Altogether. Because
Yes,
they are planning to
yes.
retire your CS module. So as part of your course, you will be covering whatever is required for FSM as part of your SM module only, correct? Not like in the traditional
Yeah,
CS module.
yeah. In the SM model, I will be telling, what relevant service call transaction it will be there, or it is a end to end. Yeah, but in I will be more. This course is more focused on FSM, and wherever
Got
integration topics comes up, we'll be discussing based upon my experience how the integration works. Okay.
understood. Yeah.
And Vamsi, you have any questions? I will touch how FSM and MM or ATP is interrelated.
No, I don't have any.
Okay, so coming back to your, I mean your experience model MM or ATP, FSM and MM does not talk directly. In the way SM or CS talks talks with FSM, but indirectly, like for to know what parts are available, if which plant is available, that information from S4 of MM module is sent to FSM. Yeah, but there is no direct connection. I think he has gone on hold. Okay, so Vicky, for you also, so there is no direct communication of FSM with FSM model. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
So yeah, I think if you don't have any questions, let me take a pause here. Let me know any questions you have to say. We'll wait for a Vamsi to come back.
Okay. So, but again, the course content wise, like what all things. So, I know you talked about this flow chart, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, is that all we will doing as part of this one? Like,
No, I think I have shown the brief course content, right? You are able to see my screen. So as
I can
part of
see
course,
life cycle only, but not the entire course content though.
hold on.
Uh, yeah. Okay.
You're able to see now.
Yeah, I can see now. So,
Yeah.
introduction.
So as part of course content, first we will do intro with FSM, then master data, then admin part, then planning and dispatching, then mobile field service, then smart forms, then business rules, then analytics and reports and integration. So this covers FSM major most major 99% areas. Okay.
Ah, okay. Good. Smart forms, where exactly we use that in FSM? I didn't get
Yes. Smart forms at glance is nothing but kind of checklist. Let's say you want to design a form where as a dispatcher you want service technician to capture the data. Okay, capture the
okay.
data
Mhm.
in series of steps, whether what is the current value of the meter. The next step is whether the blinking is happening or not. The third step is like whether the oil is sufficient or not. Yeah, this kind of series of action you want to define in the template. So SAP FSM has given a provision to address that via smart forms. Okay.
Okay, so it's not going to be Adobe Forms. It's just regular traditional smart form. That's what they're using, correct?
No, it is no. It is not traditional. It is very user interactive smart form, which we can develop without coding. Without
Okay.
coding, we can create a smart form and assign to service call, and which will be in turn utilized by service technician during his field related action. Okay.
Yeah, but obviously we have to take the help from the paper, right, on this one, the smart form coding and all.
Nothing, not required, not zero coding. You as a
Oh,
functional consultant without coding, we can create a smart form.
oh, interesting. Usually, like in ECC, obviously the smart forms, everything will be developed by a paper, right? We
Yeah,
provide the
a paper.
requirement
Yeah,
and then they
yeah.
do it.
That,
You are
no, no.
saying
That
functional consultant can write the coding also.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah. The
Okay.
naming might be confusing for you. It is called a smart form slash checklist. Okay. The one which you are telling where coding is required, where a paper development is required, it will be part of reports. Yeah, if there are standard reports, if they want to have online cloud reports as per business needs, so that requires a coding which will be part of this session. And I am going to cover what as a functional consultant you are supposed to tell a technical consultant to develop a report. Okay, so how you are going to communicate, what kind of requirement, what kind of information, what kind of approach we will be taking to develop a report, because we have HTML report and we have also have a Jasper report which is supported by FSM. What should be approach, what are pros and cons, and what are the various table names, how to find the table names from database and give it to technical team. That part we will be discussing.
Sure. Just one more question I have, I think. So FSM is a decentralized application, or so that is SAP offers like a inbuilt also, like embedded.
No, ASAP. No, it is a kind of standalone separate system which can be integrated with C4, CS4 or non-SAP system.
Okay, so it won't come as an embedded system, right? So always you have to
No.
go and log into the separate FSM system, right, to perform the actions
Yes,
on that
yes,
side. Okay.
yes, yes.
Like you see,
But we can
EW, they're
it
offering both
yeah,
embedded and decentralized. So I just want
sure.
to, yeah,
Okay,
say
no problem.
correlate with
But
that.
but we can have SSO login. FSM support
It will
SSO
stand.
login option. Yeah.
Mhm. Understood.
Mm.
But it's a separate system. Yeah. Okay, understood.
Yes,
So then
separate system.
obviously the integration need to happen. So like master
Yeah.
data, you
Since
push it, and then the transaction data, both I think you have to push, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Since you talk about integration, I also want to add at high level that when I was keep on telling that FSM talks with C4C, or FSM can talk with S4, or FSM can talk with non-SAP system, but it required something middle in between, which we call as a broker system. And that broker system can be SAP CPI, which is SAP product, or it can be Proxia is non SAP broker system, which is needed for FSM to talk with other application, either it might be SAP or not a non SAP. And also it supports CPI also. If CPI acts as a broker, FSM, C4C and S4, you need to have the communication between FSM, CPI and C4C. If your FSM system talking with S4, you need to have in between SAP CPI Proxia as a broker, so that the middleware communication happens through that system. Okay.
Okay, understood. Yeah. So
Vamsi,
C4C
any questions?
communication always
Yeah.
happens with CPI only. So no other go. I mean, we cannot use proxies with C4C option, correct?
No, no. If there is a C4C, the integration is uh,
So cloud based.
C4C,
Yeah. Mhm.
CPI, then FSM. If it is S4, we have an option S4 CPI FSM, or S4 Proxia FSM.
Mhm. Understood.
Yeah. So I'm done with my part. If you don't have any questions, to me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I think this is
that's
really useful, and yeah, definitely I'll touch base with, I think, Sai further. Okay,
sh-
on this one.
sure you can
Thank you so
touch
much
base.
for your time. Yeah.
Sai, no problem. I think Vamsi has dropped. Okay,
Yeah,
thanks
once
Sai,
I posted
thanks.
that he is article. Yeah.
Okay, bye then.